What's up, guys? So I know you like the 5 easy trick videos, so today we're gonna do 5 easy tricks at a wet skate park. I wouldn't suggest skating at a wet skate park because it can be dangerous, but for me, I have an addiction to skateboarding. I'm not addicted to anything else that I can think of, but skateboarding, I really do have to do it every day. I'm gonna start this off with a nose slide on this ledge because it's really fun to nose slide in the rain because you got all this water to fling everywhere, possibly onto the camera lens. So with nose slides, all you really do, you don't even have to ollie. You just kind of lift up the front of your board and push the nose onto the ledge. You want it to be kind of at an angle like this so that your wheels don't get pressed up against the ledge and cause you to stop. You want to be sliding, maybe hitting your back heel side wheel a little bit, but you don't want both your wheels, especially your front toe side wheel, digging into the ledge. I think nose slides are probably the easiest slide or grind trick you can do. Next, I'm going to do a backside 180 on the hip. I'm not warmed up at all, so it's going to look really arthritic and robotic, but with the back 180 on a hip, you don't have to do the full back 180 because you're going at an angle and you're landing at an angle. Also, you don't have to do anything really because you could just land on your front wheels and pivot around. So you can just ollie, land on those front wheels and pivot at the end. I think front 180s are easier on the hip or in general, but if you're learning to do back 180s, a hip like this might be the best spot. So my rain board is so much different than my regular board, and the bearings and trucks are getting really rusty. I feel like the wheels should slide more in the rain, but it seems like they're sliding less. The board, as far as nose slides or board slides, slides a lot slower when the rails are wet because that wood gets soft and squishy and just slide slow. So I didn't really talk that much about the back 180. It's on the shoulders. You kind of wind up before you pop and you just follow through with your shoulders. The rest of your body will follow your upper body. So next we're going to do a board slide, and it's kind of the same thing. You just kind of wind up away from where you're going and then towards the rail, pop, you do half a 180, land on the rail. I think it's going to slide fine. It's really wet. Maybe you'll be able to see the water splatter everywhere. I actually didn't expect to stick on this rail, but it's really sticky when it's wet. It just grabs onto the wood of the board for some reason. Maybe I can do it this time. I just need to go a little faster. So round rails slide faster and easier, but if you're on a square rail, if you're on that little tip, there's a lot less friction than if you're all the way up on there. This, no friction. This, it really grips on when it's wet. So this is a controversial opinion here, but I think a blunt to pivot or blunt to 5-0 is easier than a rock to fakie as one of the first tricks you learn in the mini ramp. I think going fakie is really intimidating for new skaters. Now, this could be the fact that I have multiple decades of experience doing blunts in a ramp and I feel comfortable getting into blunt. But with a blunt to pivot, you barely have to pop out of the blunt. You just give it like a little ollie and barely force your wheel onto the coping. Tight trucks are horrible. I don't know why anybody skates them. I am having a terrible time skating with these tight trucks. Everything's just kind of locked up on this board. The wheels don't roll, the trucks don't turn. But I'm thinking about making a video on why I should never have switched from an 8.25 and gone up to like a 10.75 and all these crazy random sized boards, because an 8.25 feels so good. Not this board though, because this board's really waterlogged. For the last trick, I'm going to talk about the trick that's been talked about in skateboarding more than any other trick, the kickflip, because it's kind of an easy trick. I know it takes a long time to learn for a lot of people, but once you have it, it is easy. It's like doing an ollie. It's the only flip trick that I've got that really is as easy as an ollie for me. So with the kick flip, you've got your back foot on the tail, you pop, and then you flick. Your front foot's at an angle. You flick somewhere right in here where that little pocket is, where the nose starts to curve up. Just give it a little flick there. Flick out, not down. If you flick down, your front foot's gonna hit the ground before the board. You're not gonna land on the board. So you wanna flick out and kind of be up, hovering above the board a little bit, so you can actually land your feet on the board. For me, the kick flip has always kind of stayed under my feet better than 360 flips or heel flips. I feel like the varial flips, varial heels, all that really go one way or the other for me. But kick flips really stay centered under my shoulders. And that's what you have to think about, keeping those bolts centered under your shoulders so you can land on the board and roll away. So I would not suggest skating in the rain. I would not suggest skating a wet skate park. It can be dangerous. I've got a lot of years of experience skateboarding, and for me, this park's not slippery at all. It's almost grippier when it's wet. My regular board with my regular wheels actually slides a little better than this setup. So I'm not gonna slip out and fall, but slippery skate parks, especially metal or wood skate parks, can be dangerous, so be careful. So I've been just doing one YouTube video a week, but I have several ideas and I have several videos that I've already filmed that I need to edit. So I might have a midweek video this week. So stay tuned for that. It might just pop up whenever you least expect it. So if you live in a cold, rainy area like England or Portland or something like that, you might feel bummed. But the good thing about wet or cold skate parks is there's nobody there. So you have the whole park to yourself to work on whatever you need to work on. If you feel insecure about your skating, it's a great time to come and skate. I'm not somebody that's ever really felt insecure about my skating. Maybe when I was really young, but I learned to skate before I started going to skate parks. I think that's the key. Some of these kids that start going to the skate park when they're really young, before they learn to skate, they start to get insecure. That's because they're not prepared, and kids can be mean. I've seen kids be mean at this skate park to people who are just learning. When you're just learning, you're not a poser. There's nothing wrong with learning. Everybody's got to learn, but sometimes it's better to learn at your house, in your driveway, or you could build a backyard mini ramp if you have the funds, if your parents have enough money. And you can learn to skate without that pressure. I've just seen a lot of people quit skateboarding, and a lot of times it's because they came to the skate park too early. If you come to the skate park as a really little kid and you're just not prepared for the environment and the way people will treat you, it could end up causing you to have a resentment towards skaters and skateboarding. It's definitely an advantage to have parents that understand skate culture and skate park culture. If your parents don't understand the etiquette of the skate park and how people take turns and how you're not supposed to snake other people, they might just throw you out there to the wolves for you to be devoured. But if they understand the culture and the etiquette, they'll know what to tell you in order to help you behave properly so that people don't get mad at you. So at this skate park, sometimes we have parents just kind of drop their kids off and leave. And these kids can be young, like 4 or 5. They're way too young to be able to handle the skate park by themselves. It can be a dangerous place for kids that young. It's probably illegal for them to do that, but they treat it like a playground. There is a playground over there, but when you do that, your kids might even become scared of the skate park because there's going to be bigger kids, and those bigger kids might be mean to them. One of the best things about skateboarding is you can do it anywhere. You can do it in a parking lot. You can do it behind the grocery store. You can do it in your driveway, in your basement, on your carpet. There's soft trucks, there's trampoline trucks. You can do it in your backyard. You can skate anywhere. So why don't you? Learn to skateboard, learn your tricks in the privacy of your own home, and then you don't have to ever develop that fear of skating in front of people. You can be proud to skate at the skate park in front of people. You don't have to be nervous or afraid. What they think doesn't really matter. Now for me personally, sometimes I get disconnected. It's hard for me to even understand the idea of being afraid to skate at the skate park, because I've been skating at skate parks for a long time. But if I really think about it and I really channel my inner child, I remember feeling insecure about my skating at one point. And it's because I hadn't spent the time to learn all the tricks that I felt like I wanted to learn. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.